It's now time for Thankful Thursdays, a platform designed for your growth and personal development. Thankful Thursdays is sponsored by Ionia Distributors LLC, where you can get motivational t-shirts and Fionia Salmon's biography. It will be long, but not forever. Now, here's your host, Fionia Salmon.
A warm welcome to viewers on Facebook and YouTube Live. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today, we're diving into a topic that affects millions of women, the impact of menopause on mood and mental health. We are joined by life coach and also life and also mindfulness coach Nikki Clarke is a certified coach with special focus on women's wellness and personal empowerment. Miss Clark, welcome to Thankful Thursdays podcast. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm great. Thank you so much for having me. This is amazing to be here to chat with you about menopause, my favorite topic.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited, and even as myself as I approach that age. To start off, can you give us or our listeners a quick overview what is menopause and when most women notice those changes?
Well, menopause actually starts when you've reached 1 year without a menstrual cycle. So that is when you've actually entered menopause. But prior to that, you have what they call perimenopause, and that can start anywhere from 5 to 10 years before you go into full-blown menopause. So a lot of women have perimenopausal symptoms when they're in their late 30s or their 40s. And then, of course, once they go have the full year, they're now deemed menopause. And then after that, they say post menopause, but when you research it, a lot of people say you're just in menopause until the end of time. So it's like a three-stage process, if you will.
Okay, so once the menstrual is disappeared, you can officially say that you're embarking on that transition. Is that correct?
That is right. Well, you start the transition from the perimenopause stage. So that's when your
Okay.
hormones start to go, okay, something's coming up. We're going to start getting you prepared with all kind of different symptoms. And women are like, what the heck is going on? I'm too young for this. But it's really your body preparing you for when okay, you now have 1 year of no cycle. And it's like, boom, now we're in menopause.
People oftentimes focus on the physical symptoms like the hot flashes, but what about the emotional and mental health changes that do come with it?
Well, to be very honest, this is one of the lesser talked about parts of menopause, and it does affect our emotions and our moods and our mental health. So, as you just said, it's not just about mood swings. It goes a little deeper for women. It can show up like persistent sadness or
Mm.
a sense of feeling numb or flat, or you're losing your joy in things that used to wow light you up, and you're like, what's
Yes.
wrong with me? It can be frightening, it can be confusing, and women, when they're like that, start to question themselves, like, what's wrong with me? What is happening? Because it's literally, for some women, Fiona, it's
Yes.
like
Yes.
you've a light switch has gone off, and they're like, what the heck is going on?
Wow.
So, but the truth is, there is absolutely nothing wrong with you when this starts to happen.
So it's okay to really open that bigger conversation because mood and mental well-being are deeply tied. And what are some of those internally feeling? Is it that you're gonna feel unbalanced and gonna be like, I'm not feeling, why am I feeling unbalanced? Who do we talk to when we're having all those emotions and those feelings?
Well, truthfully, not everybody experiences this. Honestly, from my experience of talking with women, it doesn't happen to everybody. Not everybody goes into, and what I talked about, the flat, feeling numb and flat. But
Yes.
there are so many people that you can talk to about this. I mean, whether it's your doctor, whether it's friends, whether it's a support
Mhm.
group,
That's right.
to talking with other women
Yes.
That's where you feel, hey, I'm not alone in this.
Mm.
This is
Wow.
why I do what I do of talking about this, because when I started this with a co-founder probably a year and a half ago, everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm having the same thing. I cannot believe." And just having that conversation really makes you feel, "Hey, I'm not alone in this." But
Wow.
it but as I said, it doesn't happen to every woman. It doesn't.
Yes.
I mean, it sometimes it starts with just kind of losing that joy and the mood swings of, you're watching a show and it's a comedy and all of a sudden tears
Yes.
start coming down your
Oh,
face,
wow.
and you're like, what's going on here? Or you see a dog on the side of the road and you start crying. It can be subtle like that.
Wow. Wow. There is a myth that if you do start your menses early, that you'll have a late menopause. Is that true?
No, I don't believe in
Oh,
those things. I've
okay.
heard it before, but
Yes.
every woman is so different, and your body is going to experience the perimenopausal stage very differently to when you were in your puberty. If you think about when you went through puberty, some
Oh,
girls got
yes.
their puberty
Mhm.
early, but
Yes.
doesn't necessarily mean you're going to start menopause early.
Okay. Nikki, walk us through that hormonal connection and how these shifts can affect a woman's mood and also her mental health.
Okay, so this is a really great question.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, why does this happen? This is what women, when I coach and I talk about, is why is this happening to me? So, it's often linked to, I'll first say, hormonal changes. So, during menopause, your levels of your estrogen and your progesterone decline. Now, let me start off by saying that you have estrogen receptors in every cell in your body. So let me tell you that it's going to affect your hair, your skin, your nails, your joints,
Sorry.
every part of your body. So when you have your levels of estrogen, because that's what happens in menopause, they decrease, they decline. It's just the natural progression. So the levels of estrogen, progesterone decline, and these two hormones
Mm.
influence the brain chemicals, serotonin, the dopamine. These are the ones that make you feel nice and hot and sexy and feel good.
Yes.
So when
Yes.
you have these hormones dropping, that's when the mood and the energy and the emotional balance, they have nothing to support them. So then you start to, everything starts to drop. So as those hormones start to fluctuate, because that is what happens in
Yes.
perimenopause, even in menopause, it's like a wave, it starts to come and go. That's when you start having increased irritability, you
Mm.
have heightened anxiety. That's a big one for women. Like all of a sudden, you're starting to feel anxious. I've never felt
Yes.
anxious in my life. You
Yes.
get
Yes.
episodes of low mood, you might get depression and mood swings that feel unpredictable. Like I said, like all of a sudden you're screaming at your spouse, or you're screaming at your
Yes.
partner, or
Yes.
you're at your children, and you're like, what the heck is this? Why am I feeling that way?
Mm.
So that's the hormonal side of it. So, a lot of women, as I said, they have anxiety, they have racing thoughts, they're feeling on edge. They will have the anger. A lot of women come up with, they feel triggered and they get very angry. And of course, the big one is brain fog. Everybody talks about the brain fog as you start to enter into menopause, where you walk into a room and you're like, okay, why did I come in here again? What was I supposed to do? That's brain fog, and that's linked to the hormones that are all over the place.
You mentioned those mood related conditions like anxiety, depression. Um, as I transition into that pre-menopausal stage, I know that I'm feeling stressed about what comes with it, but what can keep me calm in this moment as I approach that stage of menopause?
Well, first I will tell you is awareness. a lot of women don't know what is happening to them. And when we don't know something, we start to panic or we start to try and
Yeah.
attach something to it. So, what I
Correct.
would say to you is awareness. Once you are aware that things are changing, my body is changing, my hormones are doing what they want to do, you can then mentally prepare yourself that, yeah, I'm
Wow.
having a little anxious moment. And maybe in that moment, later we can talk about what we can physically do for ourselves because there's so
Correct.
much you can do. But
Yes.
what I would say to you is awareness is key. Once you are aware of what is happening to you, I mean, I had a client, a lady who reached out to me, and she was 30 something, late 30s, and she was having like panic attacks. And she's like, I'm 30 something years old. I'm like, you're at the start of perimenopause. And once I talked her through that, it's like she just had a level of calm because she's like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense.
Mhm.
So I'd say to you, awareness. This is what is happening. Do your research, do your reading, follow the support groups, hear
Mhm.
people's stories. That's what I would say to you.
And also, it's okay even to notice the changes and discuss it with your doctor to see where you're at and what your body is going through. Because I remember when I told my doctor that sometimes I have hot flashes, and he was like, how old are you again? And I told him my age. He was like, do you still have your period? I said, yes. He said, okay, you're not going through menopause.
Oh no. But you see, this is a problem, Theonia. There's misinformation, and I will tell you, of all these
Yes.
times I've had expert, because I had a little podcast as well. I had all these experts. All of the doctors said to me, we were never trained. When we were training to be a doctor, we were never trained about menopause. So they don't even know themselves.
Jacqueline on live says, it's the heat for me. My face is like it's on fire.
Yes, that's hot
Yes.
flashes for you. And again, there's so much that you can do when you're going through a hot flash. I mean, you can, well, I mean, aside from the drinking of the water or whatever, and that to help cool
Yes.
you down, again, it's about getting centered and realizing my body is going through something here. How can I support it? Can I go and take a cool bath? Can I wrap a cold towel on my face? Can I just ride it out? Because it's a wave. That's what happens. It's a wave. Now, for some women, they're in a constant wave, but it's
Wow.
to figure out what is going to work for me to get me through this heat. Because it's like a volcano that's come up inside of you that you just feel, as she says, her face, you literally feel like your whole
Yes.
body is on fire on the inside.
Wow. When we do return after this break, Nikki, we're going to talk about life, identity, and pressure that society do place on us, and even the people around us do place on us. You're tuned into Thankful Thursdays. I am your host, Fiona Sam, and today we're diving into a topic that affects millions of women, the impact of menopause on mood and mental health. We're joined by a life coach and also mindfulness coach as well, Nikki Clarke, and she's certified. And I just want to remind you that Thankful Thursdays is sponsored by Ionia Distributors LLC, the company that distributes my stainless steel barware sets, which is right behind me, my motivational t-shirt featuring from my book, It Will Be Long But Not Forever. Please continue to support me. And for those of you who already purchased, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, that is Fiona and Friends, go ahead and subscribe. And for those who already subscribe, thank you so much, and continue to spread my content wide and far with your friends, your loved one all over the world. I really, really appreciate you. Now, let's get back into the discussion with Nikki. Nikki, let's look at life, identity, and pressure, and why hormones are a part of the story. Menopause doesn't happen in a vacuum. Menopause oftentimes overlaps with other life changes, career, aging parent, taking care of aging parents, being an empty nester. How can we navigate all these transitions while we're going through this phase of our life?
Well, I love that you brought that up because let's face it, menopause is going to happen with or without us, right? It's going to happen. So being able to navigate all the additional pressures, or I should say the regular pressures of life, because we're all going to have aging parents. We're going to have, another thing is where like with the kids, empty nesters leave, we're going to go through that stage. Usually in menopause, in this stage of the women's lives, you kind of get a feeling of, I want to do something different. I want to change my career and all. That adds pressure. So what we can do about that is, well, one, first and foremost is to talk to your doctors, get the answers, and truthfully, if you go to your doctor and they're telling you something that you're not like, you keep shopping, you
Mhm.
keep going, because
That's right.
there are doctors out there who will support you. So if they're popping you a pill for depression and they're telling you, "Cha, you don't have it," that's
Mm,
crap. Keep moving. Just keep moving.
mm,
So talking about it, sharing your feelings with friends, coach, therapy, so that you break the isolation that you feel. Because as you said, it doesn't happen in a vacuum. Every woman the
that's
one
right.
thing you can be assured of in this life is that a woman
Hmm.
is going to go through menopause.
That's right.
So sharing your feelings, talking about it. There's this taboo, as you had mentioned. It's a taboo that needs to stop. Women need to talk about it because it is happening. We talked about movement, supporting your body through movement, exercise. As our hormones start to go all over the place and estrogen drops, we lose muscle mass, we gain the tire around our tummy,
Mhm.
we end up gaining weight. This is where you have to do movement, bring in your weight training, build back your muscle. Balanced nutrition, ladies, you have to eat for menopause. So it's not like, oh, I'm getting bigger, so let me
Mhm.
stop eating. It is start eating properly for menopause.
Wow.
It's a big thing. Trust me, it is a huge thing. You've got to eat for your body that is changing. Sleep, 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 sleep. I cannot express this enough. Sleep hygiene will improve your mood. It will improve
Mhm.
your energy. How many of us will get our 4 hours of sleep and we go the next day and we're chewing off everybody's head? It's
So true.
while dealing with the children, while dealing with the
Yes.
aging parents, and you wonder,
Yes.
why am I so crabby? No sleep. So
Hmm.
sleep, sleep, sleep. Of course, you can calm your nervous system as well, and that's going to be things like breathing, journaling, mindfulness. As a coach, I teach my clients all the time how to be mindful. When you're sitting with your cup of coffee in the morning, please put down your phone, look at the birds, look at the trees, listen to the sound, whatever it is, really get into your senses, sound, sight, all of that.
Yeah.
And that helps send a grounding. It helps you to be very grounded. As I said, seek professional help. I am the first one to say, listen, you want therapy, you go and you speak to your trusted therapist or a coach.
Mhm.
Talk, talk, talk. Find your support groups. There's so many of them. And of course, there is medical treatment for menopause. There's HRT, there's supplements that you can take, because talking about it is not a weakness, it is a strength. Find your community of women that are going to come together and heal together. We put on a live event last year, October, where in Jamaica, where we brought women together and had expert guests. Can I tell you, it was the first one we had ever done in Jamaica. Can I tell you, bringing these women in one room, oh my goodness, the energy was amazing. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, I'm having that too. What do I do
Yes.
about that? I didn't know. And I was just like, okay, we're going to do this. Well, needless to say, Fiona, we're doing another
Yes.
one in November this year, and it's going to be
Oh,
bigger
yes.
and better. Yeah, November this year, we're doing one where
Is it the
we're
25th of November? I think I saw it somewhere.
15th. Yeah,
The
it's the
15th. I know it's
the
some
15th.
five.
It's
Yes.
called Breaking Through. It's a conference. We have expert guests that are going to come and talk all things menopause, from heart to weight to psychologists, but just bringing women together in the same room to talk about
Mhm.
it. Oh my goodness, the energy was incredible. Again, that's community. It's bringing
Yes.
women together to support each
Let's
other.
shift. Let's shift the conversation a little bit. Men always said that when women going through menopause is that they're on a pause. Is that really so? And how can How can we include them in our transitions?
Well, again, it's talking about it. A lot of women don't want to share with their partners what is happening to them because there's a sense of disappointment. So, of course, for women, they're going to lose their libido. They're not going to feel sexy. They're gaining weight. Their moods are all over the place. And the men are. I will tell you, men do go through their own menopause. It's called andropause, but their symptoms are going to be a little bit different for women. But when you lose your libido and you're not feeling sexy and you don't want to be with your partner, it can cause a problem. So it's so important for women to bring their partners into the discussion. This is what is happening to me, honey. I'm feeling ugly, or I'm feeling, undesirable. I'm feeling moody or whatever. Because if you don't, the men are not going to understand.
Mhm.
They're not going to know what to do. They're not like another girlfriend that's going to say, "Hey, honey, what's going on with you?" You know what? Girlfriends are in tune with each other. Men, I'm sorry, most men are not in tune. So it's the onus is on us to say, "Hey, guys, this is what is happening. This is what I'm noticing. We don't have our sex life is not great anymore, whatever it is," and have the conversations with your men. Take them to the appointments if you need to, so that the doctor can tell them.
Let's get into a little bit about controlling those emotions that you just mentioned about women. What are some of the effective ways? I know that you mentioned like having support groups and all of that, but how can women support their mental health through this, say medically and also emotionally? Dive a little bit more into what we can do in order to make our transition into menopause more bearable.
Well, look, as I said, we talked about the things that we can do for ourselves, calming the nervous system and all that. But there is medical help in that if you choose to do hormone replacement therapy. Now,
Yes.
HRT is not for every woman. For what, maybe
Okay.
if, women who have had cancer are maybe not be candidates, or for whatever reason you choose not to do HRT, you can do holistic style treatments. So that can be anywhere from different supplements. Go and talk to your holistic therapist. There's ashwagandha to help calm the nervous system. There's supplements you can take for brain fog. There's supplements you take for low libidos.
Mhm.
There is a holistic way to do all of that. But if you choose what I'd say the medical way is hormone replacement therapy. And so, what hormone
Yes.
replacement therapy is going to do for you, it's going to level your hormones. So, the estrogen that has plummeted, and the progesterone that has plummeted, and your testosterone that has plummeted, when you replace these hormones, it's going to bring them back up to where you were like when you're in your 20s and your 30s and you're feeling hot and you're feeling sexy and you can tackle the whole world. This is
Mm.
what HRT actually does. It just brings those levels back to normal so that your aging parents, your empty nest, your change in your career, all of these things are doable. They're manageable. You want to embrace them because I've got the energy, I've got the
Yes.
strength, I'm sleeping so well so I can tackle anything that I want. So I
Mm.
would say with the medical side, it would have to be hormone replacement therapy. Now, of
Mm.
course, there are different forms of that. There's the pellets, there's the creams, there's myriad of things. Talk to your doctor again and see one, if you're a candidate, if you're allowed to do it, and, just get the information because that is what is going to bring the hormones where they need to be.
Outside of that medical option, and to help with that every day, you did mention, well, you are a mindfulness coach as well. How can women be mindful? And
Well,
yeah.
there's so many ways. I mean, mindfulness is just living in your here and your now. What is
Mm.
going on? You're not thinking about what happened yesterday. You're not thinking about what happened earlier in the day. You're not thinking about what's going on tomorrow. You are in the moment now. So you're going to hear the sounds. You're going to smell the smells. You're going to look at the sights. So being mindful is getting into that moment. So I will tell my ladies, as you wake up in the morning, don't look at your phone. Just whatever's happened, another 15 minutes, 30 minutes isn't going to make or
Yes.
break you. Leave the phone. Go and do something that is going to be for you, whether it's that delicious cup of coffee, whether it's your tea, whether it is you're going to take a walk outside, whatever it
That's
is
right.
that your morning routine is, but you do it mindfully. So you're going to listen. I mean, when I was training to be a coach, one of the exercises is when you wash your hands or you shower, you are to literally like feel the temperature of the water. Is the water hot? Is the water soft? Smell of the soap. Really, really get into what you're doing. So if you're fixing your coffee, you're smelling the coffee, you're listening to maybe the birds outside, you're putting what your delicious stuff in. So just really getting into what you're doing. When you're driving to work, look at how many bougainvillea plants you passed. How many dogs did you see? What song is on the radio? How many of us,
Oh
when
my
we're
God.
driving to work, we're thinking,
That's
oh,
true.
I have to make that call. Oh gosh, I have to change that
True.
meeting. Do that.
True.
That's not being mindful. It's
So Nikki, it's just the small things that will add value
yes.
to get you through that transitional phase. Women feel empowered to make those choices for sure if they're being more mindful, just the simple things. And why do you think that menopause and mental health are still taboo, even now?
Well, look, even mental health without menopause is taboo.
Yes.
How many people have you heard they don't want to go to a therapist because they might see somebody in the waiting area, you
Ooh,
know, and they'll say, oh, I saw Joan there, you know, and guess what? Something must be wrong with her.
so true.
And this is why when I was training to be a coach, we did it online. Nobody had really done that before. And I
Mhm.
can't tell you how much women felt more seen and heard because it was private. So the mental health aspect has always had its taboo for it. And of course, menopause, we know, has been very taboo. It's women, we don't talk about what's going on in our lives. Everything is fine. We've got it together. Everything's great. I got the kids. In reality, our body's saying, I'm sorry, I have a little thing going on here. So if you marry the two of them together,
Mhm.
well, this is like a disaster. So when you talk about it and you raise awareness that it is normal to be have these mood swings, to have these low emotions, these anxiety attacks, it's not in your head.
Mm.
It's not in your head.
Word.
It's real because it's
Word.
something physically happening to your body. It's the hormones that are dropping that is making the emotional levels drop. It's not in your head.
Mm.
So, with the right support, emotional, physical,
Mhm.
community, you can then find that balance and even greater emotional, strength in this stage of life. It's not in your head, ladies. This is what I tell my clients all the time. It is an actual thing that is happening. Your serotonin and your dopamine is dropping,
Mhm.
and without support, it's going to be hard to drag it back up.
Oh wow. We do have men that are listening in right now. How can they support women and also families as well? And I know that there will be even employers that might be listening to this video or will be listening to this video. How can they become more supportive during the phase of a woman's life?
Well,
This
again,
crucial
I
area.
love that question. I love that question because bringing in the men into the discussion is super important.
Yes.
And when I did the live event last year in October, we had one man came
Oh,
with his wife in the entire room. And can I tell you, it was amazing. But I would say to the men is to talk to your ladies. Be supportive. If you see her shifting in her mood, talk to her. Find out what's going on. Don't shun her. Oh God,
mhm.
you're so moody, man. Why are you being
Mhm.
like that?
I'm
Have the
miserable.
and miserable. Have the conversation because when men are very analytical, okay, they will do the research. So if they know what is happening, then they'll know how to support. But if men are not going to take an interest in what's going on, get the knowledge, listen. Of course, some men are like, I don't want to hear about that. But the minute you say, No sex for you because I have no sex drive. You see how fast he'll wake up and say, well, I want to know what is going on, why you don't have no sex drive. So, men need to be involved in the conversation. These women need to bring their men. But I love the question about companies, because the women workforce, we make up a huge amount of women in the workforce.
Correct.
HR companies, this is what we're going to be doing for our conference, is targeting HR leaders need to support their women, because not only will they perform better, they'll have less sick days because
Mm-hmm.
they're not going to be, I have a migraine or my foot hurting, or less sick days. They'll also interact with the male staff better.
True.
When the women are being miserable at work, the men are going to say, Lord Jesus, I'm miserable and I don't want it. If there is knowledge, if the HR department teaches the men and the women, this is what is happening, they can support each other. The men can support the women. The companies need to support their women who are working in the workforce.
Nikki, I love that. That we all can support each other, our
Absolutely.
partners, or employers, or family members who oftentimes we do live with. Just don't say, boy, you just get miserable so all of a sudden. No, it's a phase.
And it
So
affects everybody. But if you think about it, I mean, because we've had this in the past, it affects our children, it
mm,
affects our partners, because our children are going to see a different side of us. When we're becoming crabby and miserable, the kids are going to be like, I don't want to talk to mom. She's
mm,
so damn miserable. So
mm,
it's going to affect our children. It's going to affect our partners. It's going to affect our parents. It's going to affect friendships. Friendships die because of lack of communication, or if you're bored and you don't want to go to lunch anymore, and then they take it personally, and then so much can happen from not talking about it. And it's sad. It's sad because
it's very
it's
sad.
happening. It is happening whether we want it or not. It's gonna happen. So as a woman, it's on us to make sure that we have the tools in our toolbox,
Right.
that when the mood goes, or the libido goes, or the hair loss comes,
That's
all the
right.
different things, we can get into the toolbox and say, all right, well, this is going to work. I'm going to try this. I'm going to talk to this person,
That's right. That's right. Thank you so much, Nikki. It's so good as women to really talk about your feelings, and also if you need help, it's okay to ask for help, whether you're struggling emotionally or you might just having a bad day. So partners, men listening right now, it's okay to support, lend a listening ear even when you don't have the answer, but just by just listening is more than enough. So
And
good.
learning. I will say to you, learning. Men need to learn about it.
That's right, educate yourself. Thank you. Thank you. The video that I'm about to share really close to my heart, a special roofing project at Ferguson Primary and Infant School in Manchester, Jamaica. I've launched a GoFundMe page campaign to support this initiative. And if you're listening and you feel moved by helping, please go ahead, go to the GoFundMe page and type Ferguson Primary and Infant School Roofing Project. Please go ahead and watch. July 2024, Hurricane Beryl swept across Jamaica, causing widespread destruction, and our beloved Ferguson Primary and Infant School in French Park, Manchester, Jamaica, was not spared. One of the hardest hit areas of the school was the Guidance Counselor's Building. The roof was completely torn off, leaving the building unsafe, unusable. What was once a safe, supportive space for our students are now exposed. The Guidance Counselor's Building is more than just a room. It's where our children receive emotional support, conflict resolution, and a listening ear during tough times. It's a vital part of our school, a place where healing happens. Without this space, our students, especially those facing emotional or behavioral challenges, have lost their safe haven. We're calling on kind-hearted donors, alumni, community leaders and members, and friends across the world to help us raise $20,000 to rebuild the roof and restore this critical space by December 2025. If we reach the goal early, we will close the campaign and start building immediately. Transparency is our top priority. Every dollar will be used for the rebuild, and we will share all spending with our supporters. Your contribution will cover roofing materials, skilled labor, contractor fees, storm-proofing, waterproofing, minor interior restoration from water damage, building permits, and safety inspections. Full accountability is guaranteed. We'll provide photos, updates, receipts throughout the process, and also heartfelt messages from the students and staff. In a rural community like French Park, rebuilding isn't always quick or easy, but with your help, it's possible. Our children deserve a safe space to express their fears, dreams, and challenges. Let's not let Hurricane Beryl take that away. Donate any amount. No contribution is too small. Share the campaign on social media, WhatsApp, email, word of mouth. Encourage others to support this urgent need. Your support will help us rebuild not just a roof, but a lifeline for the children of Ferguson Primary and Infant School. From all of us at Ferguson Primary and Infant School in the heart of French Park, Manchester, Jamaica, thank you for helping us recover from the storm. Thank you for giving our students hope, healing, a safe space once again. Together we rise. Together we rebuild. Help us restore what Hurricane Beryl tried to take away. Please go ahead, click on the link attached, or go to GoFundMe, type Ferguson Rebuild Campaign. Bye. Before we wrap up, let's leave our audience with something that they can hold on to. What's one piece of advice that you'll give to any woman listening now that they're experiencing or noticing any form of emotional shifts in their 40s and also their early 50s?
That you're not alone and that there's nothing wrong with you. What is happening to you is normal. And if you talk about it and you find the support, and as I said, talk to your girls, talk to your thing, you will find that balance. But it's not in your head. There's nothing wrong with you. It's a natural thing that is happening because your hormones are out of whack and you need to get them back into good working order.
What would you say to the healthcare providers or the decision makers? What can they include in their policies or include for women to feel supported with their mental health during menopause?
You know what? Honestly,
Yeah.
women want to be heard. They don't want to be dismissed. So I would say listen. Do your research, find out. Do not dismiss a woman when she comes and says she has these things. Oh, you're too young, or this is not happening.
Mm-hmm.
Women want to be heard. They're going through something. Please listen to them. Please do your research and make the women feel that this is okay. What you're going through, you're okay. Yeah.
Thank you. It's okay. And do you have any upcoming projects that you want to talk about for our listeners listening and want to be a part of? And how can they contact you if they want to be a part of your mindful coaching series or any workshop that you might be having soon?
Well, I'm super excited because my co-founder and I are hosting a live event this November, the 15th, here in Jamaica at the Terra Nova Hotel. It's called Breaking Through. And again, it's women coming together and men. We want our men there because, again, this is a great learning experience for the men to come and listen to the experts. It's an all-day thing. There's going to be lunch provided. There'll be booths, there's going to be doctors there doing demonstrations, coming together to learn and talk. So that's breaking through. The tickets are available. We're actually doing an early bird special right now, running for a couple of probably like a week or so. Find the tickets on my in my bio. The link is there at chapter2unleashed.com, or you can search Eventbrite and you type in breaking through. It should pop up there as well. But Chapter 2 Unleashed. I'm also I do private coaching as well for women who just want one-on-one, want to talk about it. I offer a free 30-minute, what I call a clarity call, where we just talk and listen, this is what's happening, so I can know how I can support you. But I'm all about supporting women at this phase of their life. I mean, I went through it last year, and the way I've done it is by learning and supporting women along the way. So this is what I love to do. I love to coach, but definitely I encourage anybody to come to the Breaking Through conference that we're hosting in November. It promises to be amazing. We're so excited about it.
And before we wrap up, Jacqueline says the other thing is 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. is bedtime for me. I guess she's going through that phase of transition. Why is it that her bedtime tend to move to that time of the morning?
So with menopause, you have disrupted sleep. So some women go to bed very early and wake up at 2 o'clock. Some women can't go to sleep until 2 o'clock. Again, it's your hormones. It can be night sweats that are affecting you, that you're not sleeping properly, or you can't go to sleep until 2 o'clock. But again, that is all to do with hormones dysregulated, then, if you will. So when you support your healthy sleep habits, like you add in magnesium glycinate, that I highly recommend. That it helps to regulate your sleep and you sleep well. Like you, even if you wake up to go use the restroom and come back, you go back into a deep sleep. But the sleep cycle needs to be regulated. But it's very, very normal for women to have insomnia with menopause, because again, your whole system, your estrogen levels have dropped. So of course your sleep pattern is going to change. So I really encourage women to investigate different ways to help them get back into a sleep rhythm.
Wow.
Definitely. Yeah. It's very normal to have
Thank
that.
you. Thank you so much, Nikki, for shedding light on that. Is there anything else that you like to share or talk about before we wrap up?
Oh, I could be here for another hour, Fiona, talking about menopause, so please don't tempt me. I would just, again, I say to my ladies and my gentlemen listening, is that this is a normal passage that women are going through. And without the proper awareness and education, it can become a very difficult and sad stage for women. So having the awareness, having the knowledge, having our men support us is going to help us, because this is affecting both of us. So having our men support us through this, through their own knowledge, I would say, listen, this is normal, it's happening, and the best thing that you can do is to get the information, get those tools in your toolbox, so that the sleep or whatever else, the hot flashes, you know how to support yourself during those times. But you're not alone, ladies. You're definitely not alone. This is happening. As I said, it's happening with or without us. So it's up to us to make it be like to me, menopause is a rebirth experience. This is what it is. You're no longer putting up with the crap that you used to put up with. You just don't have it anymore. So it's a rebirth in becoming the next version of yourself. You're done with your period. You're done with the kids, raising the kids. Have gone off to school. What's next for me? What's next for me? So it's a beautiful phase of their life, not to be dreaded. Please do not dread menopause. With the right tools, it's the most amazing experience of your life.
Nikki, thank you so much. I'm feeling much better. Before the live, I was expressing to you how nervous I am to enter into that phase. And just for you to shed light on it, I'm feeling a little bit better, I must say.
Oh, I'm
Thank
so
you.
happy to hear. And anytime you just reach out, we can chat.
I will.
Please.
I will. And anyone here on the live or listening, and you want to contact Nikki, go ahead at chapter 2 Unleashed with ED at the end. That's UNLEAS. And it's on the screen as well. Go ahead and reach out to her. She's on Facebook at chapter 2 Unleashed and also IG as well. Nikki, thank you so much for being here today. And thank you for your wisdom. And thank you for continue to help women feel seen and supported and strong throughout your biggest transitions. So thank you.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. And I love what you're doing. I really do. I think
Thank
you
you.
continue to do you because you're doing amazing stuff. So thanks so much for having me.
Thank you so much. And as always, thank you so much for everybody tuning in. This is where we close Thankful Thursdays on behalf of the entire team that Miss Keisha Hill on PR and also Simon Weir on production. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to get a copy of my book. It will be long, but not forever. It's on Amazon. Also, my t-shirts are on Amazon. So go ahead and support me. Get a tote bag while you're at it. Get a mug while you're at it. And thank you so much for everybody who supported me already. Thank you so much. Continue to spread my content wide and far. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's Fiona and Friends. Until next time, take care of your mind, your body, and keep having the conversations that really matter. I am your host, Fiona Salmon. See you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to Thankful Thursdays with Fiona Salmon. Thankful Thursdays airs every second and fourth Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern or 6 p.m. in Jamaica, and it's sponsored by Yonia Distributors LLC. Follow Fiona Salmon on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for info on future episodes and more.